What's up, y'all? This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another couch video. Yeah, Maryland's on lockdown, so it is what it is. Of course, I got about 1,000 places to run this morning anyway. Could have did a car video. But anyway, women do not treat men equally. Now, you know something I noticed, right? You know something I noticed. You get a lot of people. Well, ain't a lot of people. You get some people, whenever I talk about select, non-select, you know, they try to call themselves trying to discredit it, or they just resisting it. It's all that shit. Now, I can't do insert dog face here. I can't do that. That's Alan Roger Curry. But I'm like, dude, come on. Men, women don't treat men equally. Women do not treat men equally. Let's use some common sense out here. Look, I'm going to tell a story when that was first impressed upon me. I mean, like really just consciously. This is back in the 80s. I mean, I mentioned I used the term select, non-select from, Master Yao, but I just didn't have a term for it, but I knew it. And everybody knows it. If you got a little bit of common sense, just a little bit, but common sense ain't common. You see, women don't treat these guys out here the same way. But I remember when it hit home for me. I was in this social circle back in the late 80s, right? And I went on a date with this young lady, And this was before I got into body game. I mean, I had basic game back then. I could approach a woman, get her phone number, get sex every now and then. Wait, hold on a second. Jeez. Yeah, something came up outside of your view. Anyway, check it out, right? So I went on a date with this young lady. And it was decent. I forgot what we did exactly, but I remember the aftermath. Took her to a place and said, hey, you want to invite me up? And she was like, no, I don't invite people up, all of that. And she didn't give me a kiss. I'm like, okay. Charged it to the game, right? But there was another dude in this same social circle, right? And I remember, I don't even know if he actually went on a date with her, but I remember something. I don't know, her name came up, and I ain't mentioned I had been on a date with her, right? And we mentioned her name. One of us mentioned her name. We started talking to her. He said, yeah, man, she got a nasty ass apartment. I mean, it's nasty up in there, and she ain't good at sex either. I was like, all right. She told me, look, man, I couldn't come up. Yet this dude complaining about not just her apartment, but the sex too. Now, that was before I got into body game good. I mean, I had a decent body build, right? But, wasn't cut or anything. And this dude was alpha showpiece. This dude was like, 6'3", and also a professional. I got to put that in there, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And then I started paying attention to the double standard. See, coming up when I was younger and stuff, it seemed like just the circles I rolled in, every guy had the same access to women, but that was the circles I was in, right? But you get older and you start really seeing stuff. You get outside your neighborhood, you're like, wait a minute. And let's be real, y'all. Come on now. Y'all know it. Y'all know women don't treat guys the same way. I mean, you do got some smart people in this space who recognize that. Like you got all those people talking about, Chad and Tyrone. They recognize that. And, you got big, major people who recognize women ain't treating guys the same way based on nothing else but looks. Now, people argue about whether looks matter or something, but damn, you can see that. Shoot, even in this particular section, If women treated men the same way, there wasn't a select, non-select, or if you don't like those terms, alpha, beta, 80-20 or something, why are people complaining about Pookie and Ray Ray? No, seriously. Let's use some common sense for once. If they weren't a problem, you'd be getting the same women, probably more women. No, well, it's equal, so everybody be getting the same amount of women. And seriously, that's common sense. Seriously? And I be seeing some guys, I was like, dude, you see it? How you got some guys out here got about 10 baby mamas, a boatload of kids or something. Or shoot, you go to any social event, women gravitating towards only a few of the men. Like if you go to clubs, any place, they ain't treating all the men the same way. You get one man monopolizing a woman and then like 5 other guys on the wall complaining. Come on, y'all. And if you think it's equal, I put it like this. Let's do something practical. Anybody who honestly think it's equal, it's like, oh, they gonna treat all the men the same way. Tell me something. If I put you in a room with some alpha showpieces of muscular dudes, cut body and stuff, handsome face, very handsome face to a woman, you think you competing with that? Say I put you in a room with 100 women, and they could be different races, they can be all over the world, and put you in there with some male models or some muscular dudes, or at least just some dudes who got like the charisma of 10 men or something. Is any of the people who think everything equal gonna like get them? It's a definite disparity. I mean, if you just look at human history, just in one thing, ask yourself one thing. Why is it that only 40%, typically any generation, only 40% of men even reproduce? If everything was equal, that numbers would be up in like the 90s or something. Like the only men who couldn't reproduce or have a baby or something would be guys who had some physical problem. So you're saying 60% of the human population or males got that problem? In fact, hold up, because I know some people, they still don't want, common sense ain't common, so hold on a second, hold on. Yeah, I'm back in there. Shit, I'm gonna break out the paperwork sometime. I'm gonna pay this shit. Remember this book I've talked about a lot, Swoon? About great seducers and stuff. Now, this was written by an academic, so she heavily footnoted this thing. I'm gonna read this thing, right? I'm gonna read what she said. She said, despite the concept of an individual love map, a unique Jack for every Jill, a few men have garnered the majority of women throughout history. In a 2004 cross-cultural DNA study, Dr. Michael Hammer and his colleagues at the University of Arizona found that certain males passed on the bulk of genes to the next generation. Passed on the bulk. And that's roughly 40%. Shit, if I had thought about this, I do these like off the, just off a whim or something. Shit, I'd have pulled that up too. But in fact, in the notes it said it was a 2004 cross-cultural DNA study, history of sex, in The Economist, September 23rd, 2004. If you can look that up. And we know it out here. I mean, shoot, the census figures do that. So how's this equal? And you got so many guys out here. You got some guys, they complaining about like spending time with all the women they could get with, or that's throwing it at them. And then other guys like who calling themselves incels. Where's the equality there? All me and some other people have done is just put a term on it. Like, use some common sense. But see, I'm gonna tell you what the real issue is. Really, a lot of guys don't want to just face the reality of what's happening out here and what it's always been. You always get some few guys, they ain't really facing the reality, or they complaining about it instead of being a man and doing something about it. And you got to face it out here, because you know what? Some people have commented, they just said, man, you going to rile them up. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Because you got to go through life. Look, a man got to go through life with some truth. You got to see what's out there. And then you got the total control whether or not you're going to change it. Seriously. It's like, come on. And people know it. You know what? Even if, I'm gonna tell you something there. The people who try to like deny it, they know it deep down. They don't want to face it because then they gotta face themselves in the mirror. And now, you know what? I understand it's tough. And seriously, because if you really notice, I don't be going in on non-select guys. I be trying to tell you how to elevate. You know, I be trying to tell you how to elevate. I'm telling you what's happening out here, then giving you the tools to elevate. And I'm not the only one. You got several people doing it. But you see it out here. It's like, because damn, you know. And I'm actually, you know what, my next one tomorrow, I'm going to get even deeper why it is even that way. It's something I talked about before. You know, because that select, non-select start with the womb imprint. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.